So too, the Messiah gets anointed as the Messiah and as King of Israel, while Satan is still God of this world. But ultimately, now we're getting the first fruits of the Jewish people receiving him now in the later days. And ultimately, all of Israel is going to say yes to him and receive him. It's like Zechariah 12 says.
Nice. Hashtag fake rabbi.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm talking about. But the other thing that's really interesting too, is that Judaism has a principle that the first Redeemer will be like the last Redeemer. So this means that if the ultimate Redeemer is the Messiah and the first Redeemer is Moses, Moses too had two comings. The two comings of Moses, first he comes to deliver his people when he goes against the two Hebrews fighting each other. Then they find out that he had killed the Egyptian the day before. So that's his first coming. He goes away when he's 40 years old, comes back when he's 80 as the deliverer. Then on the second time he's received by the people and they let him deliver them and go into the promised land. So too Joseph himself, that when he was sold by his brothers into slavery because they rejected him and his prophetic pronouncement, he goes and lives among the Gentiles. He becomes king of the Gentiles. When the brothers go back to look for deliverance, they don't even recognize him as being their brother Joseph because he was disguised. Then ultimately he reveals himself to them. And who weeps? Only Benjamin weeps.
So I'm going to have to go in a second. I just wanted to ask about Zechariah 12. We both agree that the Messiah is from the house of David, correct? Right? Radar, can we agree on that? That the Messiah, son of David, is from the house of David?
So he is from the lineage
I'm asking
of David?
Radar.
I'm
asking Radar specifically.
Okay.
Is the Messiah, son of David, from the house of David?
Don't be trying to get your licks back. I mean, it would take you an eternity to get that lick back. You want Radar?
No, I don't care. Whatever.
Go ahead, Radar.
Whatever, go for it. Since he was speaking, I just wanted to get his opinion, since he was the one that was speaking. So, Radar, is the Messiah, son of David, from the house of David? It's a yes or no question.
He might not be here right now.
I think he's silent because he's scared. That's just my opinion. I think he knows what.
I think he's been muted for a while.
Yeah, he's been muted for a while.
And has also been having,
Shalom, my friends. And welcome to another video where we debunk and expose Pastor Eduardo for his, well, look, this was my opinion. You heard what I feel about this interaction. But how did we get to this point, right? I mean, you're just getting a small snippet of a clip, right? You have, you saw he was speaking for a little bit, that, this Pastor Eduardo here, Radar Apologetics. I don't know. I mean, if we give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe Mrs. Pastor had an emergency and he had to go and save the day. I don't know. Radar, and this is an open invitation to you, Radar. Of course, I'm going to tag you in this video. What happened? Why were you unable to respond to my question? If you had a legitimate emergency, this is your chance to explain yourself. I don't know. I just wanted to explore this. I noticed recently, I made a video on Radar Apologetics where he was debating against he was doing a panel and he was discussing certain topics about what he believed. And I just noticed in that interaction that, so basically I made a video response to it called Pastor Eduardo Accidentally Proves the Oral Law is True. So the video was directly addressed to Radar, and he didn't respond directly to the video, but he did make a little rap segment about me. And this was in one of his lives that he did. And by the way, me and my friend, the Exodus Project, this video is really just an appetizer for that. Because basically, after that video drops, Radar is going to go back to being a full-time DJ, because we got some good info to really educate the masses on what's going on with all the different rabbinic texts and prophecies that Pastor Eduardo has taken out of context. But what I also wanted to focus on was his lack of response to the video that I made on him and basically what he did instead. So you can hear he calls out the video here. Show this to Radar Apologetics. I don't have the biggest following in the world, but Radar's kind of blowing up now. And I think it's important that we put him in check.
Important. It's so important. Please, somebody put me in check. You know your boy talk too much. We'll see y'all next time. Blessings in the name of Yeshua.
So you see, he knows the video exists. He did his little, clap back moment for himself. Okay, great. He didn't address any of the content in the video, which I didn't expect him to. What's he supposed to say to it? What? Oh, you debunked me. You already, you showed definitively that the oral Torah was observed in the Tanach, right? Watch this video. You can see I lay it out plainly and clearly. What's he going to say to it? The best he's going to be able to do is make fun of it, make a little rap video about me. Okay, great. One thing that you might not know about this video here, though, is something that I noticed, because I was watching this while it was live, and at the beginning of the video, usually Pastor Eduardo has a little rap sequence that he shows off his DJing skills and whatnot. And in this video, right, this was no different during the live stream, but I noticed that he privated the video, and then he got rid of the initial part that I had seen during the live. And if you're a fan of Radar, you probably know that's how he starts off like every video. So this is a different video. And at the beginning of the video, he usually, so he did a little rap with Rudy Rockman.
So I believe in panentheism.
And then also like Tovia Singer and whatever. So like he likes to do like little rap segments to, basically take clips out of context and do what he likes to do. So, I mean, that's what he does best, taking everything out of context. So, he's just highlighting that skill that he's mastered. So yeah, he did it again in this video here, another live that he did.
What is up? What is up? What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the live stream. Grace and peace, y'all. In the name of Messiah Yeshua.
Yes. He opens like every single one with this, kind of cringe whatever thing. So in this video, it was no different during the live. However, when he actually posted the video after he privated it, one of these videos is not like the other.
Let's go into this. So the New Testament is...
Let's go into it. So what is the context of this, right? At the beginning of the video, he had his yes, welcome to the live stream. He did his same little show that he puts on. And he made a little rap about me at the beginning. Usually he end books it, at the end in the beginning with the little rap segment on his DJing thing. And somebody was asking about the debate, or sorry, not the debate, but the video that I made on him. The fake rabbi accidentally proves the oral Torah is in the Hebrew Bible. And Radar addressed it in the comments. And he said, yeah, I saw it. It was using his whatever, trying to put on a show, whatever. And then he goes and he tried to use some sound things that were failing, like of my voice, to try to make fun of me or whatever, as he does. And then he actually was on the record saying this. It was on the live. I don't, since he deleted it, I didn't make a clip of it. I could kick myself for not doing it. But if you saw the live, you know what's up. He said, if you're new to the faith, don't look at that counter-missionary stuff. Don't look at Yehuda's stuff. Because if you're not lost in that Jesus sauce already, and you're not eisegetically seeing Jesus on every page without learning the Tanach first, you might actually fall for the truth and reject Jesus. you might actually embrace the Torah and actually recognize that there was an oral Torah that was followed by Nehemiah, as we definitively prove in this video that Radar refuses to respond to, but loves to make rap intros and outros about the thumbnail. So, Radar, if you would like to address the video, by all means, address the video. Put me in my place. Put me in check. Because when our video comes out in a week or so, this is just the appetizer for that, right? Because you're already running from the video I made on you. But when me and Exodus Project drop that new video, it's going to be apparent, like I said, this is for you guys to decide. Is Radar running here? Did he have an emergency Mrs. Pastor event, or did he have something else? I don't know. Let us know, Radar. We are begging to know what's happening here. Anyway, let's keep listening to this recording, and then I'll show you. It's very interesting because a lot of his fans really take up for him in this. They literally lie for him, is what we're going to get to. So keep listening. This is going to be interesting stuff.
And has also been having microphone. He
No,
has
he has
also been
not.
having
Make excuses
microphone.
all you want. Make excuses all you want. You know how this argument
So,
goes.
Yehuda, sweetheart, hang on.
I told you, if you don't want to have a discussion, then I'm not going to be here because clearly he's a coward. See you later.
Okay.
What?
All right. What?
He ran away. He's like, he won't talk to me. Why won't he talk to me? I'm just too mean. I need to be nicer.
Oh my goodness, you can't make this up, man.
Avery, I'm too mean.
It's okay. I'll give you some of my sauce. It's all right.
I wanted him to clarify. What he meant by House of David.
He won't.
Yehuda, what is that? What do you mean by, what does that mean, House of David? What do you mean by that?
Radar was talking for the past 5 minutes, and now he doesn't want to say anything.
I'm not exaggerating. In fact, it might have even been 10 minutes, but we can go through we'll go through it earlier, and I'll show you exactly what happened. But yeah, he was talking mile a minute for at least 5 minutes. And then the second I come into the room and open my mouth, his mic shuts off, which his compatriots are going to lie directly about. So just keep listening.
I'm not talking about
I don't
Radar.
know.
I'm asking you to clarify your question.
I am, because now he seems to be silent. because
That's
he knows
great.
what
Can
he's
you
getting thrown up.
clarify? Can you clarify what?
That's great. Let's ignore the fact that this is really funny. The insane cope that they use to try and defend him is absolutely hilarious. You got to keep listening.
That means
We've
House of
already had this
David.
discussion. Tiffany.
No,
We've already had
I
this
want you to
discussion.
clarify for the class, please. What does House of David mean?
So I had already had this conversation with Tippy, but she wanted to discuss, for whatever reason, making into this sort of stalematey situation. I'll show you the argument why they didn't want to address this.
Look what it says in Zechariah 12. It says the house of David. You
What does
explain
that
it to me, and
mean?
if you were confused
I'm
about it, you can look
asking
at
you
Zechariah
because
12.
you're the one that's making the argument. Is Messiah
Zechariah
from
12.
friend?
Read Zechariah 12
Friend,
and
friend,
tell me what it
Friend,
means
I
to you.
want
If
you
think the
to
house of
tell me
David is a
what
different
does
house
it
of
mean.
David than the house of David
What
from
does it
Messiah.
mean to you?
I'm asking you because you are the ones who are claiming
Oh,
that this
you
is
know-
a passage about the Messiah. So
Okay,
I
oh,
believe
oh, okay. Oh, I know the
that the
little
Messiah
stupid
comes from the house
argument.
of David.
Oh, okay. Listen. I don't know if you.
If you're not Radar, I don't want to speak to you.
So what is the argument that I'm making? This is something that they don't have any sort of answer to, as far as, so here's the secret about Radar Apologetics. Radar Apologetics is really just repackaging Dr. Michael Brown arguments. So I was on record going on Dr. Michael Brown's show, and I used this argument. This is an argument that I developed just to kind of see how it worked, and it worked beautifully on Dr. Michael Brown. So if you can use it on Dr. Michael Brown, it's going to work on Radar Apologetics. That's just the way it works. So I made this video, and check it out.
Let's go to Yehuda in Brooklyn. Thanks for calling the Line of Fire.
Shalom Aleichem.
Aleichem Shalom.
Here you again, Dr. Brown.
Thanks. Yes, sir.
Thanks for having me. I had a question about the House of David in the Tanakh and how it relates to the future Messiah. To start off, I just wanted to know, we're in agreement that in the Tanakh, when it mentions the House of David, that would be inclusive of the Messiah, son of David?
Yes, I mean, ultimately, he's included, the promises to the house of David culminate in the promise of the Messiah. Yes, sir.
So he agreed. Why is this so significant that he agreed? If you go to Zechariah 12, right, you can see, and we can even use a Christian translation. It really doesn't matter because it sort of proves the same point. So here it says, for example, on that day, the Lord will shield those who live in Jerusalem so that the feeblest among them will be like David, and the house of David, now it says will be like God, but actually what it says is will be like Elohim, right? So that can refer to angels. But either way, it's referring to the house of David, right? Even with this translation, it's the house of David would be inclusive of the Messiah, son of David. Now, when you look at Zechariah 12:10, though, right, it says that I will pour upon the house of David and the inhabitants of Jerusalem a spirit of grace and supplication. So that means that the house of David, if you agree that the house of David is inclusive of the Messiah, son of David, which obviously you have to, then when you look at Zechariah 12:10, the Messiah is the one looking on the pierced entity in question, right? That Christians claim is the Messiah being pierced. But if you exegetically recognize that the house of David includes the Messiah, son of David, then whoever's being pierced cannot be of the house of, cannot be the Messiah, son of David, if you're already admitting, which Dr. Brown did in this video, that the Messiah, son of David is a part of the house of David. So watch, he's going to have to renege when I bring up Zechariah 12:10.
So when I read Zechariah chapter 12, right, which is a future prophecy about the Messiah, I think we both agree, since you agree with me that the house of David would be inclusive of the Messiah. So when I look at Zechariah 12:10, it says, I will pour out upon the house of David, which includes the Messiah, right?
No. To be clear.
No. Now he has to go back on it. So and you can watch this video in its entirety, and I debunked Dr. Brown. There's nothing, there's nothing really to say about that. But yeah, I can understand why Radar went radio silent when I brought up this point, because they have no answer to it. They literally have nothing to say. Like, once you admit that the Messiah, son of David, is of the house of David, which you have to if you're going to have any sort of exegetical consistency whatsoever, then bringing up Zechariah 12:10 proves the position that whoever's being quote-unquote pierced is not the Messiah, son of David. And Christians claim that's what it refers to. So it basically exegetically debunks Christianity on that point. So, yeah. I don't blame you, Radar. I mean, look, if you genuinely had some sort of emergency, let us know. If not, it doesn't look too good for you. Even though your friends here are gonna, well, here comes the biggest simp in the world for Radar Apologetics.
Oh my gosh, man, this guy.
If you're not Radar, I don't expect it.
Did you guys hear that guy, God Logic? So he's the guy who moderated the debate, right? You can tell he's completely non-biased moderator, has nothing against me, clearly, right? Like I said, the biggest simp in the world for Radar Apologetics, and another word that rhymes with that. But yeah, he's a relatively huge following, and he just puts basically he just hangs on to every word that Radar says, even if it's the most nonsensical shtus, and that's what me and Exodus Project's video is going to expose. And we're really excited for it. So, like I said, this is just the appetizer. But yeah, there he is. He goes by Sheik Logic, God Logic, whatever he is. Simp Logic, might as well. But, for Radar. But anyway, yeah, let's keep watching.
Come on, Yehuda.
Radar,
Come
see,
on.
Radar can't say anything.
I'm
is amazing.
asking
He doesn't.
a
This doesn't work.
clarification question.
Yehuda, this doesn't work on us, bro. This doesn't work on us.
It doesn't work on you. Yeah, I mean, since you're the moderator that gave him all sorts of time in our cross-examination and let him run his mouth a mile a minute just to run down the clock. I mean, he basically admitted it in that. So whatever, it doesn't matter because I still was able to put Radar in his place in this debate. Please watch it. You can see, I don't blame you, Radar. Like, what do you have to say to me at this point? Like, if you want to keep running, you know, that's up to you. But either way, full-time DJ looks good on you.
Now he's
This doesn't work on us.
This is amazing.
This is hilarious.
This
He's
doesn't
like,
work on us.
oh, he's away from his mic, so I'm gonna like just sit here and pretend.
Listen to Mary. What? Literally, this Mary individual is going to lie through her teeth to try and defend Radar. Keep listening.
Really is
He's
amazing.
throwing a parade for
Oh,
himself. I
man.
defeated Radar. He's having like a
Then
little
get him to
parade in his
speak up.
living
He
room.
was speaking for a long time. Now he doesn't want to speak anymore. The second I get on the mic,
My
ask a
sure.
question.
Sweetheart, do you know that his mic looks like it's unmuted?
Did you realize that
But
he was
he's
speaking
not
for the past
talking?
5 minutes, and the second I
No, he wasn't. You came in after he stopped speaking for like 5 minutes.
Like-
Listen, did you hear what she said? No, he wasn't. You came in after he was speaking for like 5 minutes. You hear that? And by the way, guys, this is a public sort of thing that you can go and look at if you have Clubhouse. Even if you don't have Clubhouse, I think you can probably look at it. But this is open to the public, right? This isn't like something that I secretly recorded. This is like a public recording that I am still able to access. So anyway.
He had stopped speaking.
Yehuda, do you know
we
the
can go back
reputation
and look
that
at the
you have?
recording, and we can hear the replay, and we can see who's telling the truth here.
Oh my goodness.
Let's
Yeah,
listen to the
Yehuda.
replay, and we're going to see seconds after.
All right, so let's listen to that replay, right? And we're going to go back and we're going to listen to where Radar comes in, remember? So before we got into the, Radar's talking here, I haven't made my entrance quite yet, right? Now, this was a long discussion. Me and Radar were in the room earlier. And you can look earlier, he barely made a peep. He just made little quips like, oh, Yehuda's real chill, man, or whatever. And you can listen to our earlier interactions in this. I don't want to make this video too long, but like you guys can access this. You can listen to the whole 4-hour discussion if you want. But the point being, maybe it's 5 hours, whatever. The point being that the second I got in, like he was not off his mic for 5 minutes. Literally the second I got on, Radar went radio silent. You guys heard it at the beginning of the video, but we're just going to look at it one more time just to completely. So yeah, you can see where that is. So I come in here.
Found out that he had killed the Egyptian the day before. So that's his first coming. He goes away when he's 40 years old, comes back when he's 80 as the deliverer. Then on the second time he's received by the people and they let him deliver them and go into the promised land. So too Joseph himself, that when he was sold by his brothers into slavery because they rejected him and his prophetic pronouncement, he goes and lives among the Gentiles. He becomes king of the Gentiles. When the brothers go back to look for deliverance, they don't even recognize him as being their brother Joseph because he was disguised. Then ultimately he reveals himself to them. And who weeps? Only Benjamin weeps.
So I'm going to have to go in a second. I just wanted to ask about Zechariah 12. We both agree that the Messiah is from the house of David, correct? Right? Radar, can we agree on that? That the Messiah, son of David, is from the
So
house
he is
of
from
David?
the lineage
No, I'm
of
asking Radar.
David.
I'm
Hang
asking
on.
Radar specifically.
Okay.
Is
Mary was the one who came to his rescue, and then she lied and said, like, she was the one that was getting uncomfortable because Radar wasn't answering my question. She heard it, so she lied through her teeth. Radar, get your fans in order. You got a bunch of duplicitous, fork-tongued fans here. You got to make sure, look, it's not, I get it, it's not his fault. He has some, fans that aren't being the most honest about things, just like he's not being honest about his persona, spreading himself around as, basically a fake rabbi. And, look, it's all fun and games to a certain degree, but I mean, this is serious stuff. You're going to go around presenting yourself in this way. This is the sort of energy you're going to get back. But not only that, guys, like if I go back, look, so this was this part of the recording. So let's rewind a little bit before I got into the room. We can just go to a random spot here, and you can see Radar had been going on in conversation for the past 10 minutes before that.
I think, yeah, in the Hebrew, and DL confirmed it with me, in the Hebrew, in Micah 5:2, it says how his goings forth, plural, is from everlasting. So he had multiple goings forth. So I just want to get your thoughts on it.
I know the construct in Micah 5 is really unique. It doesn't occur in many other places, if any other places. Yemei Olam.
So you can see that's 422, right? So you can see, like, for a very long time, Radar was just yapping and yapping and yapping and yapping and yapping.
And so he uses it not to mean like ages or like great time periods or whatever, but he uses it to mean sentient beings. So like humans and jinn are both alameen.
That's weird.
It's great. It's hilarious.
Man, that's pretty cool to know that Micah 5:2 is like unique in what it says. Do you think, I've heard this from another brother, there's like a stacking process of what's applied to the Messiah.
Yeah,
He's from old and from everlasting. And
Edem from old, Yemei Olam from literally it'll be from like the.
So you can see, like, leading up to the point that I entered the conversation, Radar was going and going and going and going. He wasn't stopping. You can look this up yourself. Like I said, I'll put the link in the description. It was a little bit of a janky link, so maybe get the app if you really want to, dive into this. But I'm not making any of this up.
So I didn't mean to interrupt. Did you guys get past the two comings part, the son of Joseph, the son of David part?
He was just trying to insist that because they didn't agree. Yeah, we get past that because he ran away before the deity of the Messiah was well established, because he was frantic about that. But the issue is that one of the major reasons that they saw two figures was because things that appeared to be contradictory were happening. How can both of these things be happening at once? Well, maybe it'll be two different people. It was just a guess. And then we had the reality and the revelation that solved those sorts of apparent confusions and conflicts.
And what was that?
That Christ came once as a servant and then comes again to rule forever as king.
Right.
So if you want to hear our video where we completely debunk all of that, and by the way, if you listened earlier in this video, you can hear me discuss a similar topic, basically the same one. But when this video drops, like I said, Radar, it's your choice. If you want to run away from this, I mean, we're just going to keep keeping you in check, keep putting you in your place. It's your choice, man. You want to address this or not?
So what is Rabbi? We spoke on this before. It was a long time ago. What is generally your common comeback against this idea of Messiah ben Joseph and Messiah ben David?
Well, I mean, Messiah ben Joseph and Messiah ben David is a rabbinic concept, right? So it only works so far. It just goes to show that Judaism believes in multiple comings of the Messiah. The biggest evidence is looking at King David's life. See, King David has multiple comings. He gets anointed as a king when he's a little boy from 8 to 15. Then he gets anointed again by Judah. Then he gets anointed again by all of Israel. I view that as prophetic of the Messiah's coming because he's the son of David. So first he comes, and he's only really anointed in a smaller proximity, right, with those that are directly near to him, right, maybe family members. So his second coming, what is poetically thought of as another coming. I think what we see right now is the Messiah being received by. Because remember, when David goes to the Philistines, what does he do? He acquires people from the nations and joins them to him. This is where Uriah the Hittite joins him and becomes part of his military. So I believe we're in the phase now of the second anointing of the Messiah, where his own Jewish brothers and sisters, all of Judah, is now receiving him. In the future, Zechariah 12 is when all of Israel is going to embrace him and say yes to him. He's truly going to be king over all of Israel.
He's been going a mile a minute, people. I didn't make any of this up. He was literally going for 5 minutes before I even came on.
Because remember, David was anointed while Saul was still king over all of Israel. So too, the Messiah gets anointed as the Messiah, as king of Israel, while Satan is still God of this world. But ultimately, now we're getting the first fruits of the Jewish people receiving him now in the later days. And ultimately, all of Israel is going to say yes to him and receive him, like Zechariah 12 says.
Nice. Hashtag fake rabbi.
Hashtag fake rabbi. I mean, hey, I didn't say it. You said it. You said it, Simp Logic. For Radar.
I don't know what I'm talking about. But the other thing that's really interesting too is that Judaism has a principle that the first Redeemer will be like the last Redeemer. So this means that if the ultimate Redeemer is the Messiah and the first Redeemer is Moses.
There I am. I come in.
Moses too had two comings. The two comings of Moses. First he comes to deliver his people.
When I came in, there's Radar's face. He's like, Yehuda's here.
quote, when he goes against the two Hebrews fighting each other. Then they find out that he had killed the Egyptian the day before. So that's his first coming. He goes away when he's 40 years old, comes back when he's 80 as a deliverer. Then on the second time he's received by the people, and they let him deliver them and go to the promised land. So too Joseph himself, that when he was sold by his brothers into slavery because they rejected him in his prophetic pronouncement, he goes and lives among the Gentiles. He becomes king of the Gentiles. When the brothers go back to look for deliverance, they don't even recognize him as being their brother Joseph because he was disguised. Then ultimately he reveals himself to them. And who weeps? Only Benjamin weeps.
So I'm going to have to go in a second. I just wanted to ask about Zechariah 12. We both agree that the Messiah is from the house of David, correct? Right? Radar, can we agree on that? That the Messiah, son of David, is from the
So
house
he is
of
from
David?
the lineage.
5 minutes, right? 5 minutes in between the time, Mary, that Radar Apologetics went off the mic. I came in, Johnny come lately. Right, Mary? Right? We have the replay. You've been put in your place. Not just Radar, but his lying fans. My friends, if you want truth, this is where it's at. Yehuda Yisrael, this is what we do. We put these charlatans in their place. They think that they can distort the rabbinic writings. They can't. They think they can distort the Tanach. They can't, because this channel puts them in check. Okay? We're going to be dropping a video. Me and the Exodus Project. We did another documentary where we exposed Pastor Eddie. And where is that video? This one, debunking Dr. Brown vicariously through his #1 fanboy, right? We've done this. We've done this enough. We're going to keep doing it. We're not going to stop. So, Radar, it's up to you. If you want to keep running, you can keep running. If you don't, we're going to keep doing what we do, spreading the truth of Torah. I hope this video has been a blessing to you all. Shalom Aleichem.